Ropa, getting into it. Hello. How are you? Give me a fat ass minute. I'm trying to figure out stuff. Okay. Should check this. 15. Yesterday was 15. Yesterday was 15. Okay, cool. I'll come in strapped with blankets. It's gonna be a cozy stream today. I'm in giant ass sweatpants and socks and very cozy today. Okay. No, I can't. Okay. Whatever, that works. Okay. Let's queue up the game. There we go. That should be okay. Yeah, where my camera's at now. Yeah, that should be fine. I realized that, like, when I was doing it before, my camera was covering up, like, half the dialogue box, so I moved it. Good shit. I'm on top of my game. Alright, so let's just hop on in. So we just left off, we just found out that Sakura is, the spy. Everyone's kind of mad at her. Hina and Toko got into a fight. Well, not Toko, but Genocide Jill. They got into a fight. But Hina's fine. She just went to the nurse, got like her cut stitched up and whatever. Sakura was very like unhappy about it. So yeah, I think that's where we left off. 15. Yes. Yep. So yeah, good shit. We just talked to Kyoko, found out about, Alter Ego also wanting to connect to the main, part of the school. He wants to get into the mainframe. So yeah. Good shit. Alright. So, I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles. Shh, you can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until you get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. This is the thing that I noticed in replaying this game is, why do they type the questions if they could just speak to Alter Ego and he hears them? Because he's just talking. I don't know. Okay. I have him react like, to have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden. I don't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there's a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there.
However,
I don't think it hears them. I don't think they were typing it, because normally when they type stuff, it's like, it says they type it. Thank you for the affiliate. Yeah, but like, normally when it says like they're typing, usually Kyoko types it out and then it says, so I don't know. It responded to directly what he said, so maybe. I don't know. Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves.
it's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Don't they do this at night? Am I thinking of something else? I don't remember. Oh, saw, dude. What? Makoto! What the? Why do you seem so surprised? Nothing's wrong. Why would you say something's wrong? It's acting really strange. Oh, shit. Well, I guess he's always acting really strange. Okay, well, I'm gonna head back to my room now. Take her easy, partner. See ya. Yike. I was gonna say I just want to teleport to where I need to go, but I guess I couldn't because I had to talk to him. I'm gonna fucking freak out. I wonder why. Oh my god.
Hey,
Hey, Makoto.
why?
Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. I really cannot remember where I met you. All I know is that we're friends on Snapchat. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, me neither. I honestly don't know. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go, and make sure you don't run off. I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it, she's acting. She's so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Oh, okay, I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. I forget you can't walk in the bathroom. I've done that 2 times now. Okay, first we have to find the network cable. Disk. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it! This is the network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop to connect it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So, please wait a little while longer.
I'm
Just hold
gonna
tight
do
and
my
put your
best.
faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us, as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me? I
Thank
love
you.
Alter Ego so much. Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. Yay!
Makoto.
We love her. Him. Her. I don't know, it switches off. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but, the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Kyoko.
What?
Yes. So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct?
Whew.
Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk about, like, what are you gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
By the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then, should we...
so...
If we can find some new glue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego.
Correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. I don't know why that didn't update. Whatever. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving. Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Ooh. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Whoop. Won't shake there.
Makoto.
Get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she's as white as a ghost. Oh. Sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Oh shit. Oh shit, Hina. Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura. Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey,
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking and calling your name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So, what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway,
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'd be violating school regulations.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressed up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair.
In other words,
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, that rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure... Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two stand back. Yeah, the boy's gotta do everything, huh? I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. At the moment I laid my hand on her. No. No. I love her so much. No. All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. Oh shit, Buggy Butters, thank you for the follow. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. Real out of context for that, sorry. And then... No! No, that's not allowed.
A body has been discovered after a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like. The class
So
trial
sad.
will begin.
This chapter hurts me. I love Sakura so much. Not okay.
Huh?
Not okay.
Sakura's
Danganronpa.
dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. Rip Sakura. We love Sakura. This is fucking tragic. This chapter fucking kills me every single time I play this game. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I didn't know how long, I got everyone. Roger.
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was
Interesting.
murdered by someone in this very room. Bro, Genocide Jill? What a name. Yeah, she's a murderous fiend, like literally. We love and hate genocide, Jill. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault.
It's one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, and Toko. One of you killed Sakura. It's just like, not again. You're accusing us before you've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it. You know it?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out a little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file.
Yay!
Yeah.
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin the lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Uh-huh! Sakura wanted to change the mastermind to a duel. Challenge the mastermind to a duel. I can't fucking read. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words,
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. The whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting a chance to finish things with me.
Phew.
Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
Gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well,
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? God, fuck.
What is this?
The hell? He owes them one?
I won't
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Now let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. The voice just fucking left me. You know? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's
Sakura.
fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like you come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear
Then
now.
it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us who are still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally. Why would I want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on investigating from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. It's if we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Yes, it's game time. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami, and the time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from a violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file number 4 has been added.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. What's that?
so...
The only way in the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with a chair from the inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, then there's no way in or out till we broke the window. Pardon. I breathe too much when I do this. There's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime scene is committed. Crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approach includes using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in this school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other
They
words,
stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have possibly, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see, this is a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of the 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Awie's account has been added. Good shit. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Do the crime scene first. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura's got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So, after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So, you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
'cause, I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. You know. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added. Hell yeah. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and there are top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added. Huh, there's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added. Good shit. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Hold on 1 second. Status of Sakura's body has been added. Cool. Maybe her getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Yeah.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to the way she died. I don't even know what else I have to... There's a blood stain in front of the magazine's shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf blood stain has been added. Cool. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? Yeah, that's what we're wondering. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. It's no, huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is what Monokuma's version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass on the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. What else is there? locker's open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way... Oh, I'm not still streaming. I stopped and, like, slept and stuff. I just started back up. Like, a half an hour ago, I think. I had stuff to do today. Yeah. So, I slept, don't worry. I'm taking care of myself, kind of. Good morning. Oh, it's like 4:20 for me right now. But, yeah, it's getting dark. Oh, shit, it's already getting dark. God. Jesus. Okay, so there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? My tongue feels big right now. It's, that's 11:30? Right? Yes. Yep. I could do math. I'm sorry. I'm bad at math. I used to not be bad at math. Now I am. Fucking awful.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. It is, what games do you play? This is Danganronpa. It's a murder mystery game. And Minecraft, Some Among Us, just like random games here and there. I'm gonna branch out more, but I want to get through the Danganronpa games first. Yeah. Oops, sorry. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was a killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand a chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what she said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Yeah, I'm down. If you want to join my Discord, it's in my about, and then it'll be easier to just get in contact with me. Well, until then, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account has been added. Give me a fat minute. Oh, shit, hold on. Let's check this. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loves her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. What is?
Hey,
You see that scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink has been added. Good shit. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the room open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think that the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from inside, not from the outside. Rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people for now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. We have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, let's go. Let's go! Those 2 other people probably went back to their rooms. Okay, well, thank you. I think Toko is right here. Nice. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds... What?
Who's there?
Ugh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toka slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakura already told me she asked you to meet with her. With him. Oh my god. What, she wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go to see her, but... Can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added. There he is. So can I get your Discord? It is in my About. You can join my Discord group there. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? You need something? Yeah, actually, I wanted to check with you about something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it be...
I know, but I can't join it. Something wrong with my phone. I can try and send the link again. Hold on. There you go. Try that. But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? Then when did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went to meet with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yep, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look
I
at
haven't
me.
seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Ah, sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
Huh?
Ugh.
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Okay, bet. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that the ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. What game can we play? I'm doing this right now, but I can play at another time. But yeah, any game. I'm down for any game. Hiro said it was just trash, but I do have phasmophobia, yes. There's no way that that's all there is to it. Pocket trash has been added. Okay, so I heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor in the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Let's go to the chem lab. I don't want to walk there. No, wait. Where's the chem lab? It's on the 4th floor. There we go.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just to make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you mean is, yes sir, I understand. Fuck, Byakuya, okay. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like a bottle that has a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Wanna play Phasmophobia tomorrow? I probably can do that, yeah. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words,
That's right, it can only have been spilled around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. Better not leave a footprint. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
what?
Will you stream at the exact same time I followed you today? I don't really have like a time. Normally I stream like around 6. But yeah, normally like around 6. Depending on if I finish my paper tomorrow, because I have a paper to write. But yeah, we'll see. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left the footprints only had business on the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Thanks for talking with me.
I
Okay.
see.
Thank you for stopping in. Have a nice day. Or night. These footprints must be
It's certainly possible.
Makoto. Are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of any reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. Good luck with the stream. Thank you. See you tomorrow. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only left to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to been spilled right out around the time of the incident. Your boy is done with finals! Yes! Kill it, Jack! Fuck yeah! Does that mean you could play with us tonight? Does that mean you could play with us tonight? Are you Minecrafting it up? You can see our villagers! I killed all of them yesterday. It was fantastic. Only perhaps. Come on, we fun. We're fun. Okay. Alright. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder have been added. Good shit. Let's see, what's on the shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. And all the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving as unit section A. Huh, but wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived such an ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What, do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the contents on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about the shelf. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. And these look like poisons and other powerful chemicals, my god. All the contents on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try and find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A, my fuck. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison doing in Section C doing in Section A, pardon me. That definitely is something going on here. Chem lab shelf has been added. Woo! I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Let's go. There we go. Campers. Where's the stairs? Up, 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 up. It's not here. It's down the floor, isn't it? Fuck. Is it? No, maybe not. Nope, there it is.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. According to Kyoko, there's still something to discover on Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing you've grown pervasively used to. Although, there's still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times you see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
It's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So, then what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Alright, let's look at the bottles. Is that what she said? Bottles, yeah. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been updated.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all of the pieces of broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya's not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try and gather up all the pieces. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but... What choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work, collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words...
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Oh, my nose pad is fucked. Which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else can really affect the weight.
So then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way or on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... One of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in blood. Bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't
It's
forgive
settled.
you.
She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We have to use it to corner the killer. I can see why you think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me think it's much more, makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added. I can't talk. Sorry, hold on one second. Trial time. I forgot how short this investigation is. Like, it was only like a half an hour. Not even.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Here we go! It's already time, but the mystery of the locker room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen in the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Here we go! It's trial time, boys. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... The ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
what?
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss a smiley face, it turns it positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body, XD! This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse?
here.
No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What?
He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. The hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that killed Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us.
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going.
What the heck?
How can you just stand around and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat? Footstep in my chair.
What the heck?
Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you? The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that.
Don't look at me.
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. Let's go. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel the chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets easier. I climbed into a steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. And as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say it like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life can come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Sure. We will override this one. Yep. Set skills. Increases the time limit for each phase. Shit. What's this one? Studies your aim a little effective. Oh, I don't really care about that. Vocabulary. Increases bullet capacity. Ooh, that'd be helpful. Allows you to reload. That's also helpful. Increases damage to the opponent when statement is destroyed. Effective during bullet battle. Why don't I know what the fuck attentive influence is? Oh. Got it. This is influence gauge by 2. Increases time limit. Okay. I think what I have is fine. Effective during non-stop debate in the bullets head battle. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let us go over the truth bullets. Alright. Monokuma file number 4. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. The rec room door. A chair has been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Status of Sakura's dead body. Sakura is found dead seated in a chair, slumped forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would vomit the blood. Magazine shelf bloodstain. A bloodstain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There is currently no explanation for how a bloodstain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. Polka dot candy wrapper. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. Glass shards on the floor. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. Figure on the floor. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. Monokuma bottles. There were a number of red bottles on the shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. Empty protein drink. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. Locker handprint. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was opened before they opened the locked room, there was no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Aoi's account. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid those notes underneath each person's door. Byakuya's account. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact had not seen her all day. Toko's account. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. Pocket trash. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Kyoko's examination summary. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. Monokuma bottle experiment. All of the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. Dying magazine message. On the magazine shelf, one of the magazines had been put back upside down. Inside this message, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. Chem lab shelf. On the shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section C had been placed in Section A on the shelf. Source of the powder. There was a broken bottle in front of the chem lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had been spilled after the time the incident took place. Footsteps in the powder. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chem lab. Those footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. Okay, we're done. Okay, so finish preparations. Here we go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Is this one's more audible? 'Cause now they're talking.
Idiot.
Idiots.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Right. Already getting into it.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
There's gotta be some reason why Hina feels so strongly.
It was one of you.
One of you killed.
And what reason did...
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it?
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Those three were definitely contacted, but they claim they never went to see Sakura. I don't think that's true. One of them is definitely lying.
The fact that Sakura, there's no way that one of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here.
No,
No,
that's,
that's
wrong.
wrong.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could only have found the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... Sakura got the candy, Hiro got the candy from Hina, Sakura left candy for Share. Sakura got
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was,
I'm Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
Shit.
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh?
Shit, here goes in the case.
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't
Sir.
make sense?
No, sir.
What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Sorry, Hiro. No, there's an obvious problem with what Hiro said before.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I might be stumped by this one a little bit. No, there's definitely something wrong with what Hiro said just now.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Shit! What's wrong? Did I say something weird?
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. It must be a contradiction.
I can tell you exactly when I found the
let's try this
dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Fuck!
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Alright,
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
there we go.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Holy shit.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Yeah, Hiro. What now?
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
No, Kyoko, we can't!
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Yeah, let's go! Bullet time battle, baby!
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is
Holy
bullcrap.
shit, I can't! There we go.
The end is nigh.
When it changes tempo, it
Can't
fucks
hear
me
you,
up.
can't hear you. Conspiracy.
Great.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Hell yeah! How to scratch, baby!
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message.
That was loud as fuck. I don't know what that was. That scared the shit out of me.
Because if you look at it, both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm yawning today.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Hiro, you're supposed to fight a little more.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help you, give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape.
Sakura would never.
So of course I freaked out, and then...
Sakura would never.
I saw my only chance.
Disgusting.
I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
Disgusting.
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just
Shame.
went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So, what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? Why the magazine was hidden, why he picked Toko, why he didn't use Sakura's, why the magazine
I
was
got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
Oh shit.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what was written on it. There's only one choice. Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
No, sir.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Yeah.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but this doesn't end there.
I didn't want to, but
I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and
I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind, and you only hit her once. Is that...
Yeah.
Just once.
Go!
No, that's wrong.
Bracket the case bit by bit. Shit, so what are you gonna do more? Since I
If
started the
Sakura
case?
died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on.
I apologize.
How can you
for
know
my
that
ignorance.
just from some
I
cuts
guess
on her
I'm bad
head?
today.
She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be chess pieces. Fuck. Give me an S. There she is. Yes.
Now I understand.
Now I understand. Koda's voice
That's
actually
it.
fucking kills
The
me.
chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain.
I don't know chess
In
that
chess,
much either,
there are
so.
6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing, it was broken, it was excited, it was excited. It was completely intact. It was
A
broken.
gun! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is... There it is. Bottle
A
experiment.
gun! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by some bowling aficionados. Sakura's first attacker, Sakura's second.
A gun! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
I am going to
The
actually
second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle.
take a quick break, so I will be right back.
Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Hero's just trying to pass off the
Until
blame
2
at this
seconds
point.
ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Hell yeah.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
You wouldn't be far off.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. New element has been added. Nope, I think I'm good. Oh, we're doing a second one? Cool. Forgot about that.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough. It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie. It's a lie. That's enough.
Ah! Select it! Ugh, fuck! Come
I admit
on!
nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
That's fucking annoying. That ripped out so many of my influence.
That's enough.
God damn.
That's enough.
This should
There
prove
we
it.
go. I didn't know there was more than one selection. Fuck.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Oh shit.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Oh shit.
Then you killed Sakura.
No, I swear, there's no way.
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
I love the personality change. It's so
Wait.
fucking funny.
What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read
Bad dog.
Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first, and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
So disrespectful to her.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her, you mean?
Haha, guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just
Fantastic.
answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over,
How
you collected the
unfortunate.
pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Oh
But
my
I just
God.
can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
So that's good. Keep talking like that, and Hina's gonna.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Thank you. Welcome back. Huh, I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Huh?
Stepping in. Huh?
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is. is the one.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
The main problem here is if the second attack from Toko really was the killing blow.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you...
So you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf. sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise, so you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack take?
Right when I woke up, I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Oh, cool.
No,
Nice
that's
guess.
wrong.
No, that's wrong.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves that there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
A valid point.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Nope.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
Nope.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason that's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because
I got it! Even before
that's
we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
could we really be missing something so important? Is there another possible explanation? Maybe it's
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Gen, then what was it?
There's no other pop that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Come on, Makoto, don't climb up now.
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction or something. This ain't Minecraft. No, I changed it. It doesn't say Minecraft, does it? Yeah, I changed it. Don't scare me like that, Ivan. It's like if I've been playing under Minecraft tag this entire time. No, I'm playing
What
Minecraft.
was it that killed Ogre?
I'm gonna finish
If
this
it
trial
wasn't from
and then we'll-
Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
Oh, what about Minecraft?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Coming in clutch.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, There was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Her mouth was
If
open when she
that's
got
all
hit.
it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
She looked.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Yeah.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at,
shit.
and
Oh,
so
fuck.
there can be no...
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It
Love
isn't
smart warm
possible!
bitches.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the
Come
chem
on.
lab that
Step
houses
the
a
fuck up.
variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. Hi, Marco. Is Marco in here?
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Marco's not in here.
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
He is no longer. Got it.
Because the culprit
That
switched
really
it
scared
out.
the shit out of
That's
me
why.
yesterday. God.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Looking back on it now,
This.
obviously it makes sense that it was fucking stupid, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on yesterday. I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips, and
Master!
we were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it was the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The poison for Cusco. The poison that killed Cusco.
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so...
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein.
Protein?
Protein.
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out the bit of contents with one finger. She touched the finger to her tongue.
This is... It's protein powder.
Correct.
He just
That
downed
wasn't
an entire
poison in the
fucking
bottle,
bottle
but
of protein
harmless
powder.
protein powder.
This man's fucking savage.
Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Where did it go? The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that, conversely, the poison must have been in me. Yeah! Protein drink. Send the protein drink. Give me a pee, please.
I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. Protein drink.
I got it!
A Monokuma
You're
bottle.
saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Shit.
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The evidence that shows who switched them has to be footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they
Makoto's thumb is
belong
too
to
many
will
knuckles.
pose no problem.
I just realized that. I don't know why I was focusing on that. But he had the
All
same
we
amount
have
of
to do
knuckles
is
as
check everyone's
fingers.
footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a
This
pair
trial
of
makes me wanna
sneakers.
fucking die.
There was no mistaking
this
it.
trial hurts me. Wow,
And
such
the
an
only
obvious
people
plot
here
twist.
who
No,
wear
just wait,
sneakers
just wait, It's
are-
not done. It's not done. Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... yeah.
I got it! Me and
I
Hina
didn't
are the
even know
only
we
ones.
were wearing sneakers,
Oh,
so...
so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes. I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
My fucking lights fell again. God damn it. I won't stick to my wall because it's right here.
This
I'd
whole
ask,
time,
like-
you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just...
This
The
trial
two of
fucking
them were
hurts.
so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Shut the fuck up, Byakuya. I still love Hina. Stop it.
Hina, Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura?
I hate
And
the way
if
he
you
delivers
did-
his line. Is it true?
Why?
Really?
Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room.
Okay, serious.
She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not
Here we
about to
go,
claim
Kyoko.
she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yes, Makoto. Getting
Hina,
shit.
if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Come on, Hina.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Alright, Byakuya, you should...
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that,
Sure about that, Hina?
I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right?
No.
Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
You do, Makoto.
Yeah.
But if that's true... Isn't that a little strange?
Can
He has
you
too many
repeat
knuckles
that
on his
series of
thumbs.
events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? I'd until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate
Shut up,
this?
Byakuya. You're fucking wrong. I'm sure there's something strange here. What Hina just told us, it definitely contradicts something here.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the...
Yeah. Okay, I moved from Section C.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous. I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to
Look at that.
Section A.
Look at the thumb knuckles. There's two. There's too many. Sorry, I just keep noticing that every time it comes
So
up.
you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Yeah, Byakuya. Don't jump to conclusions.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Whoa!
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
What a piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden
Byakuya
clue
could've
was
just fucking
exposed
died by drinking
thanks
glass.
to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Yeah, allow me.
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Byakuya doesn't like being wrong. The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. The bottle of poison, the rec room window, and the mine code. Rec room window!
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
That's a good question.
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison? Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the record? According to what Hina told us.
done! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. There is.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
He's so fucking needed. Something can prove that someone brought the protein can into the rec room after it was opened.
When it comes to that protein can,
There's not a doubt until the lock. It absolutely.
So you're someone plant? No.
It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! This child's fucking nuts.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it.
Shakiyakuya.
It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
if that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Shit, Kyoko, catching everyone's lives.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle. knowing exactly what it was.
F for Sakura. We love Sakura.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that,
Respectful
we need to
Byakuya?
clarify
Whoa.
one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been Sakura.
I got it! I think
Oh shit.
it was Sakura
Deal
herself.
Doe, thank you for the follow.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying!
Say my name 5 times for Deal Doe. What does that mean? Deal Doe, Deal Doe, Deal Doe, Deal Doe.
Why?
You're gonna
Why
appear
would
like
you lie
Beetlejuice?
like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. I have to get Hina to admit it. Oh. I get it. Haha. Oh shit, there's 3 in this one. I forgot about that.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you!
For fuck's sake, this is
You're a
hard.
liar. What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Oh, fuck. Goddamn.
I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already!
Fuck.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
There we go. Fuck's sake. That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab.
Are those
That
not
powder
sneakers?
was yellow,
Those are sneakers.
wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After
No! It was me! The poison! Because Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Up. Up!
Here's my answer.
This child's so
The
fucking
one who
psycho.
killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Is at 3 hearts. That's kind of disappointing. Because of course, Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Yes, ma'am!
You did it to throw off
Hina
the
crying is
investigation,
so stupid.
didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the restaurant.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you
Bullshit.
gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Ugh, ogre? Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed? I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, that's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
We do. Comic time! Alright. Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. Beyond. Shit. That way. Toko got to the rec room early and hid somewhere. What was in the Monokuma bottle that Hiro hid Sakura with? It was the night. Yes, it was the night. Oh shit. Let's do that one as well. What did Hiro do to try and cover up the murder he thought he committed? Orange lemonade. At that point, Toko, who was in the locker, came out. Oh my fuck. Oh, that's why. What did she do with the magazine that had the dying message written on it? She put it in the rack. Okay. Yes. What was in the Monokuma bottle that Genocide Jack hit Sakura with? Oh. What actually killed Sakura came from the chem lab, right? Further, there was something on the floor near Sakura's body which someone grabbed. Oh, that might be peanut pocketed. What's this one? And what was it that the switch was it?
The killer is you!
Let's try.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
They deserve to die, thank you, goodbye.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her.
Even if Sakura was killed by someone.
But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
Nice.
But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's
Nothing can
actual
kill her.
cause of death?
There we go. Glad I
It was
changed
the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab.
Hell yeah, Danganronpa. Welcome back. You're in such a fucking sad time to be back.
She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there.
I love
We had to smash
way
the
they
door's
draw
window
her,
to get
though. I
inside.
think it's so funny in these comics. He just has no fucking nose.
But someone
Sakura, I
already
know.
knew what had happened.
I love Sakura.
Knew that she had committed
fair.
suicide.
Fuck! Oh, fuck. Wait, when did I put that there? Makoto looks like a 7-year-old. He really does. I didn't put that there. When the fuck did I put that there? I literally don't remember doing that. The fuck was that? There was something on the floor near Sakura's body. I literally didn't put that there, but okay, sure. Hello? There we go. Oh my
Here's
god.
exactly what happened.
Let's try again. There we go.
And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to
Toko in the
place all the
background.
suspicion on themselves.
Oh my mouse is invisible. Damn. Fucking Toko
In
in
an
the background
attempt
on
to
top.
guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
It's you, Hina, with the big titties.
was you, Hina. That's the full
So
truth of the
fucking sad.
case.
No!
Sakura.
No
took her
Hina
own life.
crying. It fucking hurts my soul.
And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
Big old mommy milkers. Indeed.
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you...
Because we're
How did you
smart,
manage to-
Byakuya. We're not fucking just straight up commoners.
How were you
little
able to
asshole.
uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because you're fucking stupid sometimes.
Huh?
It's okay.
Oh,
We all are.
well, I mean,
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you
Yeah,
don't understand.
asshole.
And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
How does it feel to be wrong, Byakuya? You would have gotten never been killed. Because you're just bad. This was a bad trial. This hurt me. Oh, I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Okay. Nice.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I forget, like... Okay, yeah, I forget who's played it and who hasn't.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Here we go! Ugh, this is fucked. It's your mom! Guilty! Big sad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Oh shit, I misclicked again. Fuck's sake. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you
So
say?
that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died back there.
What is this?
Because... That's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason that Sakura died is because you all pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been
I
the one
couldn't
to
let her
die.
be the only one who died.
What?
She wants to see Sakura again. I know. They're so good. They're such good friends. I love it. You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is
You
this?
still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it with my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in the front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't
my
forgive
closest
this.
friend got hurt. I love them so much. Sakura, because of me, my friends are going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she even wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. Huh? You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina,
Please don't think things like that. They're not my enemy.
they're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend of all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... Awful. Yes, I hate them. Sakura didn't deserve this. A weed smoker, a serial killer, and a bitch. You trampled over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive
Do you have
you.
any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait, right here. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab and got the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
I hate this. This makes me so sad. Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I just tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive to the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to rid her of regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
Sorry to interrupt right now, right when you're about to deliver your final tearjerker, but
Hey!
I don't ship them. I just really like them as like friends. But I see that. I can see that. It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion is what her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Of course, I know what she was thinking of, because her and me.
In other words,
Well, what I was really trying to say is,
yes, indeed.
don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What then? You lied to me. Oh,
Unbelievable.
don't say lie. It sounds so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I couldn't help it. If you totally took my little scribbles at face value, it didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little...
Damn it.
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything.
Boom.
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around.
Phew.
Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. And that's the problem. So what's the problem? This is the part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut!
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey.
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place? Do you know what OSU is? No, I do
But
not.
hold on.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think so. And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. It's a rhythm. Oh, that's why. Yes. Okay, OSU, yes. I have heard of it. My friends used to play it a lot. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
I do have to do the Sakura voice, though. It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family's been watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
sweet. That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of what I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I am perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
Oh, I'll check that out in a second. My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew what eventually would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
Sakura Sans? Oh god. I'm terrified already. I have an obligation to get the situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
Wholesome.
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I love it. I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try and stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
No,
Hina, whatever it takes, survive.
I love
Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
This is... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to move my computer. I don't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly got bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with the fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her, I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh.
Ooh. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What
The
do you
heck?
want?
That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear of this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating.
What?
What's going on here? Now I only have one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest punishment possible onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does that mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch this on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Oh, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about the good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you
It's
guys?
the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blacken is dead doesn't mean I can just stab whoever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bare times one rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So, for the special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Whatever. Horrendous. Disgusting. Awful. I hate it. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
Phew.
That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say a post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. I'm all about that grilled goodness. Fried, boiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. Yeah, me too. I fucking hate it. He didn't deserve to die. It's not fair. Gotta readjust. I'm stiff. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this.
But
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay.
I'm gonna
If it's
do
for the
my
sake
best.
of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quick overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend! How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him. Is that what you call animism? Where the soul dwells within all things? Even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it's gotten my way and was trying to find out things all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew? You were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data on the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're like super mad, like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like to tell you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with a mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. And so I've learned one thing, which is, the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Whoopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop in the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at you all for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it.
Too bad.
Sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lie down and die. She'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about it. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's class trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, the sensor goes off? The bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel just awful thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up?
Oh,
yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone to apologize to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. And I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No.
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, because you are a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently, you still have a death wish. Oh, a bit more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No.
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abusive give and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me into a deep slumber, into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
yes, it's me.
Huh?
This part's fucking
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door.
Whew.
It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Anyways, and you don't have to overreact like that and every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Talk. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to do. What's your favor?
So,
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. The data center on the fourth floor. What?
goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center. But I thought it was locked. I guess we going. I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand on the door, and with a certain amount of force, it didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? Data center on the 4th floor?
What's this?
Oh, ho! What are you doing up, mister?
Damn it!
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But
Hey!
I can see that, you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
It looked like you might break in at any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
You
too?
too? You guys?
Whatever, the two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah! Get on! Get out of here! Shoo shoo! So we left and went back to our rooms. And then,
Goodbye.
so goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was all that just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then she shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of the conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
We love Mukuro. Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Oh shit, oh fuck. Shit. Ugh. 7 question mark? My god. Received an altar lump present. Alright.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
I think this is where we're gonna cap it for Danganronpa tonight. my voice is tired. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna double check that I saved. Yes. Nope. No. Okay. Cool. We are good. We have 2 different save spots. Because I've had to replay my saved things twice now because they keep disappearing. So yeah, it's super fun. Give me 1 second. We're just gonna take a little break. I'm gonna put on the chat screen just while I figure stuff out. Oh shit. It's good. It's good. So maybe some Minecraft tonight. Let's see what else is up. My thought process is I might stop the stream for a little bit. Oh my god, Boombugs, I didn't see this comment. Because it was flagged. It was the auto mod thing, but I just came back to Streamlabs and I saw it. Sorry I didn't see that, but yes, I 100% agree. Monokuma is a bitch whore and a motherfucker. Did I allow it? Oh fuck, did I get— no, I'm sorry. I might have hit the wrong one. I wasn't paying attention. Now I can click along with that. Sakura Sans. Show me Sakura Sans. Oh my god. Accurate. Sans Sakura. Okay, so alright, then I think I might let's close this out. Yeah. Okay, so why don't we— yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it might be good. I'll take a break and then I'll come on back and start up the stream again for some either Minecraft or Among Us, something like that. Yeah, so stick around for tonight. I will be back in a little bit, so keep your eyes out for that if you want to come watch again. And yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit.